What's up, everybody? This is the Lazy Farmer, and I am doing Run 8 again. I love Run 8. Run 8, my humble opinion, is the best, absolutely the best train simulator out there because it's absolutely open world, allows me to do whatever I want to do, allows me to configure it any way I want to configure it. So no scenarios, no going from point A to point B and calling it done other than the scenarios I created myself. So, which is what I'm doing right now. And yeah, I love this one. In fact, I made that a screenshot. I'm going to take this and turn that into the thumbnail for this particular stream. But actually, where I'm at, I am on the Mohawk and Selkirk server. That's right, the Lazy Farmer Mohawk and Selkirk server. It has been up and running all week. It's going to stay up and running. It became a big step closer yesterday. The bot that we programmed to issue individual passwords to get onto the server has been successfully set up and tested, and even down to the point that, little tests like had somebody leave my Discord server and then come back, and the bot said, nope, you left the server, you're not allowed. So yeah, no, it's working. So that's the biggest thing. Also, we are running the Depot Plus configurations here on Mohawk and Selkirk, and we're also running very populated Mohawk and Selkirk. And yeah, there's actually going to be a Discord server specifically for this server as well too, which that access link will be in my main server on Discord, but it will be hidden by permission. So basically, you got to pass your checkout ride with on the Mateo server. We verify that you checked out and you passed it, and then we give you access to Mohawk and Selkirk by giving you the roles, so you can see the link to the new Discord server. Go over there, so you get to see all the work orders. So, which will be separated out by the DLCs, okay, by the subdivisions. So you'll need Selkirk and Mohawk along with the base game. That's all you need. Just buy the base game, buy the Mohawk subdivision, buy the Selkirk subdivision. If this is where you want to play, that's all you need. But then again, if you're like me, you can jump in and buy everything. I mean, that includes all the car packs. Although I have 2 car packs. I got one. Yeah, I got the latest Viewliner packs for Amtrak. I haven't bought those yet. Not really in a hurry to buy those. And I've got one pack for the different cabooses or shoving platforms is what there are now. So anyway, let's get started. Let me get into free fly. I am in West Albany. This is the transload facility in West Albany, which is also a small little yard. And so what I'm running here is the local. I'm still figuring this out, but this is the local B763 that works the West Albany and goes over to Albany and Rensselaer, works industries over there, brings any cars that are picked up from those industries in here, sets them out on these 2 tracks. I guess might even have to use these tracks if need be. And then we have, this is where I made my mistake. Got these cars down here that I brought. And then I have this local sitting down here working these industries because I was not aware of the stuff down there. So really this is the, what is this? This is the B768. All it really does, it has its own little local area to work out of South Schenectady, but then it comes over here and it would actually just come right to this yard, drop off the cars that it's bringing them, grab the pickups, head back to South Schenectady, set out the pickups over there for the B767, which goes between Selkirk and I gotta look at the map. Hang on, let me look at the map. I'm still learning this map, and it's okay because it's new, it's fun, and it's actually the more I work it, the more I realize it goes from Selkirk to Amsterdam Yard, and basically it's just a turn. All it does is it leaves Selkirk, drops off cars, all the way, drops off cars at Guilderland Industrial Park, South Schenectady, Amsterdam, and then grabs the pickups in Amsterdam, comes down, grabs pickups in South Schenectady, grabs the pickups in Guilderland, and then goes back into Selkirk Yard where those pickups get classified. That's the routine. So I'm just going to sit here. We're going to do a quick little 1 hour video, just a little teaser on the Mohawk. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to work this yard. I've got this tagging system. I love this tagging system. It made things, this good. You guys can hopefully see that right there. But it does say Selkirk going west to Schenectady, then to Albany, which is where it's at right here, and then it ends up on the local on the B763 NEA. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Oh yeah, that's B7. I was confused. I'm already confused. But I'm learning it. I love it. I get it. Okay, so basically, and that's the B763 locals, which I have control of. And then, of course, NEA is the actual industry that needs to be worked. But we'll go work all those industries, and then we come down here and we have the same thing. Selkirk going west to Schenectady. Oh, hang on. Sorry. Oh, I know what that is. All right. So anyway, so going west to Schenectady, then to Albany here. So, and then eventually end up on the B763 local and work Transworld. And that's what I'm going to try to do. So I'm going to try to get these cars out of the way and move these cars into there. Basically, I'm going to load this track up over here with all the outbounds, get the inbounds over here. We're going to try to see how much we can get done in an hour. So, all right. Anyway, let's get started. Let's get rocking. I'm going to get on the ground here. But, so, yep. So I had somebody actually reach out. Hey, is there going to be any chance of a Northeast server? Absolutely there is. Absolutely. This is it right here. This is it. Mohawk and Selkirk. Very interesting. I mean, I have to admit, between just the CSX territories, I grew up around the Southern Pacific. CSX territories are confusing to me. Their tagging system is confusing to me. But then I realized I don't care. I don't have to care what the B7. Well, I do. But I do. And then there's some people that just know because they live in that area and they know their tags and they're in the CSX trains, and God bless them, man. They're better at it than I am. But here's the other thing, that you'll find the link on the Mohawk server. There was someone gave me a link to an operations guide, 204 pages operations guide for these two subdivisions, and it clarified so much about and then this tagging system working with the Depot Plus configs. And this is, like I said, you've got to put, if you're not doing it, I do recommend it. It's clear, it's easy. Use the Depot Plus config, and then use the very populated. And I think what I'll do is I'll put these are the most recent files I can find. That's one thing I will kind of grumble about, is that the depot's not too good at trying to, I mean, because one individual is doing it, and I applaud him for doing it. Oh, that's not about if we go and put it back in reverse. for creating the files for very popular Southern California and Northeast, Southeast, and Pittsburgh line. I do grumble at the fact that he has decided not to do Northern California because the depot doesn't have a server for Northern California. So I think there are people out there like us that are setting up a Northern California server. So you know what? If you're going to create one for every single region, create them for all. That's my standpoint. Because basically you're just saying that those regions don't matter. All right, so that one is RIS. This one is where I'm going to break this train right here. All right, we're going to close that off. Open that coupler. Connect, release. Connect, release. We're just going to do this and work our way back to the locomotive. Now, yes, I could hit the F7 cheat, but then that would do everything. And I mean, that's all right. I'll just do it this way. It's somewhat realistic, and I don't know. I don't mind it. I find it fun. If it's not your cup of tea, don't do it. That's the beauty of Run8. You don't have to do things in a certain way. I mean, if you want to be super hardcore prototypical, hey, join join the Depot Plus. I plan on doing that. Matter of fact, when I get done with this, I'm going to take the test. There's a written test you got to take. That's released. I already did that one. There is a written test you have to take, and I get it. I mean, they want to make sure, because these guys that are over there, they play like they work. I mean, they're a lot of those guys, and there's a few that come into my stream that get on me because I'm not 100% prototypical. But they work for the railroads. I don't work for the railroads. And I look at Run8 as my virtual model railroad. And when on your virtual model railroad, what do? You run it as you see fit. You run it as prototypical as you want to, or as loose as you want to. It's up to you. Whoa, okay, let's get out some brakes. All right, let's go run back, because I want to make sure, because those cars rolled back, I want to make sure the coupler didn't connect. It did that to me yesterday when I was running on NorCal. Yesterday was game day with my daughter, so there's a video that's going to be going up. In fact, it should be released by now, by the time I'm recording this, that it is my daughter and I playing Demonologist. All right, we're good. Okay, so we're going to go forward. I'm off the brakes. Let me give a couple notches here. Oh, you know what? How about if I put some air in it? I've always said I cannot talk and run a train at the same time. I keep proving it every time I stream or make a recording. So why should this be any different? Let's go partial. I'm watching this number right there. And let's go into neutral, and I'm going to go ahead and notch this up to about 3. I'm finding on these particular locomotives, if you do notch up to about 3, while it's airing a string of cars, it kind of slows down how the main reservoir gets depleted, and you see CFMs move faster, and as they start to drop off, that's the flow of air through the brake pipe. And then we don't see the emergency reservoir get depleted. We don't see the brake pipe get depleted, but we see air moving because it's going back to the main reservoir. And I know some you will use the rule of thumb of 80. I use 70. So once we get down to 70, all the brakes and everything should be fully released. We can go to full open on the angle cock, and then we'll go ahead and pull. We'll just pull on this, and we're gonna take it. I was going to put it on this track over here. I'm going to leave that track open. I'm going to pull this string of cars out. I'm going to put them all the way over here on this track where I brought the engine from. Get them out. Just get these out of the way, because then once they're out of the way, and these are where they belong. I have that other set of cars, another locomotive. Whoa! Yeah, brakes just released. Let's go free fly again. Make it a little bit faster. And then down on the ground. Okay, we're still uncoupled. So you saw right there, this is why I say 70. That's my rule of thumb, because at 80 we can actually, we won't get, at 80 we won't get the PCS. So if we open up full up, we won't blow the PCS, but I do 70 because then that means that the brakes on the cars have fully released, and I'm not going to be dragging it. There we go, we're at 70 right now, so we're going to go full open. All right. Like to get on the front. And we're going to pull up past this switch, hopefully not get into it up here. I will be using the counter once we pass this switch right there to make sure that we're clear of it, and if I have to stop short so I can go down this track and not get into that string of cars. Alright, come off the notches. Let's go into forward. Notch 1, we're going to start pulling. Alright. I think we actually should be good. Even if we go straight, we should be okay. How's everybody doing? Leave me a comment. Tell me what you think. Is Northeast something that you'd be interested in? Alright, start our counter with a little bit over almost 1,000-foot train here. Not too big. We should be okay right here. Yeah, just leave me comments, tell me what you think. I know some of you are kind of, I know there's one individual, and I use the rule of thumb, if there's one individual that's looking for a Northeast server, then there's several individuals that are looking for a Northeast server, and there's plenty of work to do. There is plenty of work to do. And I have not even set up, I'm not even ready to set up supply trains yet. So doesn't mean I'm not going to. I might just use also what has already been configured in the files. Alright, so we are going to be diverging here if we need to, but we're already coming up. I'm going to go ahead and come off the notches. And we're under our last car. Let's go ahead and start braking. I'm using a rail driver now. If you guys are just finding my channel, I've talked about it in the past. Rail driver is you can look it up. It's an amazing device. I went with about 1.5 years of like trying to figure out why would I want a rail driver. I mean, that's just, I thought they were too expensive. I would never use it. I'm doing everything on keyboard, and that's all. Honestly, that all came from my experiences with Farming Simulator. And that was, yeah, that was, you know, Farming Simulator is a lot of fun. Don't get me wrong. I want to diverge over here because I got that. I want to make use of this entire track if I need to. I'm going to come over here. All right, we're all set. Jump down to end of train. All right, here we go. Get on board. That instant teleportation that every railroader in real life is actually using. All right, let's come off the train brake, or the automatic brake actually is what it's called. All right, we're moving. Let's go to notch 3. And I'll start my countdown about passing that switch right there. I will say too, I'm noticing like what you're seeing up here in the upper left-hand corner. I have the notifications turned on for based on CSX rules, passing different signals, what's required to be, what what you're required to call when you're on CSX territory, and for a week of having the server up constantly, there's been no conflicts. And I think this Eastern version of Otto is his AA. He's holding true to AA. I'm proud of him. He's my man. But I know like like on SoCal, we have an issue over there in the Sparks yard. Train stopped for recrew, and it stops on both tracks. And when you got 2 trains that stop at the same time, it backs everything up, and Otto doesn't know what to do. So I've had to jump in a couple times now in this last week and like, okay, stop, let's figure this out, and look at it, make a decision, and reroute a train that in a different direction that Otto was going to route, and cleared it up. So we just came up with some other kind of curious questions. One, I have 4, and I put this out there not to talk bad about Run8, because you already know that I think it's the best train simulator out there. I have no interest. I do have Railroader. I haven't played that in a while though. I got friends that are playing that. They're not over here playing, and that's fine. Railroader's great, but it's a game. I'm going downhill. I am going downhill. Slam on the brakes. Smoke those brakes. There we go. Let's come off of them. Automatic brake wasn't really stopping us. I could have gone into dynamics, but I didn't. Alright, we're going to go ahead and hit the emergency, or not the emergency, but the handbrake on that. There we go. Go up to the front. Alright, that works. I like that. Good to know. Good to know. Alright, we're going to close that. I need to come off of that handbrake, come off of that handbrake. They just rolled back, so I bet you anything I can release the coupler. I can. Awesome. Alright, let's go forward. 1 notch is enough. I have slow speed set. That's good. Alright, now we need to... I think I'm going to grab this string first. I'm thinking about grabbing this string, putting it over here, then getting all the tankers, putting it over here, and then grabbing this string, sandwich the tankers between So, all right. Well, it looks like Mr. Mike has joined the session. Nice. So, all right. And, all right, so I need to stop here. Stop, pass this switch. Come off the notch. Little independent brake. Ooh, a little rough on that stop. Really doesn't matter which one I take first, but I want that one first. Let's see. Oops. Alright, slow her down because I'm going downhill. Indicated by the negative sign right here, 0.5%. Pretty steep. So, like MES. I'm not sure what MES is. I think MTR, it would be Metairie. So Louisiana, MES, I'm not sure where that's going. That's part, I mean, I don't know, I like to know those things. And it looks like these got tagged in a block, so. Alright. Now this string here, I can hit the F7 cheat. Right there, air, angle cox hoses, everything's all lined up. So let's go ahead and get on the ground, go to the end of the train, and we'll ride this one out. And all brakes off, but brake cylinder, let's bail that off. There we go, we're at 0. And come off the handbrakes. There we go. Alright, let's see. Sorry guys, I'm reading Discord. And alright. So I need to go past that switch. So I can go here. And then I need to flip that switch, so I go down that track over there. And I think that as per the map, I'm looking at, where's map page 5? So I'm looking at map page 5. That track is the longest track. That's 3,000 feet. So that's kind of on track number 1. That's how I'm looking at setting the outbounds there. It may end up having to be used. That's why I'm looking at the flow of how this portion of the map needs to work. And what I'm seeing now, there's the B767. Let's go ahead and come to a stop here. There's the B767 that runs out of Selkirk and goes, like I said, goes up and down from Selkirk to Amsterdam and back again. And all it does is pick up, set out cars, and then pick up cars, set out cars on the way to Amsterdam, then pick up cars on the way back to Selkirk. So in order for those, if you look at the flow, in order for that train to be able to pick up cars, there has to be locals that actually will work their jobs. So the locals in each of the 3 are Guilderland, South Schenectady, South Schenectady, then West Albany here, and Albany Rensselaer, and what else? And Amsterdam. Those locals have to do their work first, almost. So they basically, by doing their work first, they're clearing their tracks of their inbound cars. They're getting those worked, getting those tracks cleared so the new set of inbounds can come in. And then they're also getting the outbounds ready to go. So when the B767 comes through, it's going to grab their outbounds and go. So it's a turn. The B767 it's called a turn, and that's all it does is it goes from Selkirk to Amsterdam back to Selkirk, and that's it. And they can't wait for the locals to do their jobs. So it's almost as soon as those cars are dropped off in their respective yards, the locals go to work and have everything done and waiting by the time it comes back around the next day. So that's how I'm approaching this. So, so we got 2 tracks over here that are 1,900 feet long. So that's 3,800 feet. So if I have a train that's about 3,800 feet, then I could actually split it up between the 2, and that would have been the thing to do. Would be, now even though this one car is sitting on the switch, might be able to maybe even push back a little bit farther. I don't know. We'll go back and take a look when we get down there. So this is why I want this track that I'm on right now to be the outbound track. So it's one long string of outbounds, and then the other local, the B758, I think is what it is, ends up grabbing these cars and taking them to South Schenectady, where then the B767 grabs the South Schenectady and takes it back to Selkirk. So it's interesting flow of cars, and it's a puzzle, and I like the puzzles. All right, we're gonna start slowing down because I am going downhill. And the automatic brake, in this case, I'm like, sometimes the automatic brake doesn't want the train to slow down, but this time, man, it did. Cars are working good. Now, technically, I guess I should go when I'm moving the tanks around. I should actually go get the shoving platform, but I'm not going to worry about it. If I'm going to do it prototypically, yes, you would use the shoving platform. Now you notice there's no bumpers on the end of this track. If these cars go off the end of the track, they just disappear. I don't want the cars or the locomotives to disappear. That's a little close, but I'll take it. All right. I'll get on the ground. And I'm going to hit the button that ties, basically hits all the handbrakes on all the cars. All right, come out, get the locomotive off. Close that. Release that one. Release that one. And it's going forward. Come off that brake, and we're gonna go ahead and notch it up. Two things. That's one. I forgot to uncouple. No, I don't want. Now I can go forward. And then number two, sometimes with the rail driver, I turn slow speed on, and sometimes it will register as 0 speed and won't allow me to go forward. So those are the two things. All right, we'll go slow speed again. There we go. Cool. All right, so that's one string of cars. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab. I don't think it's that long. I can grab this string of cars here, and move them over where I pulled those out. It was quite a long track, and that was definitely not filling it. Thinking we could be able to get these in here. I'm just looking at how long this is getting. But as it starts to stretch out, I really it's me. I have a problem with judging distances in this game. When I think it's short, this actually turns out to be a lot longer than what I expected. But if you look at where these cars are, it's about halfway of this entire string. And we're not, and we're coming up to, there's the end of it. And it comes up all the way over here in these cars. That's my next one. These cars are not even, you know, they're ready to go. So, okay, we're going to go down. We're going to grab this string of cars. We're going to put them over on the facility that we just unloaded. So we'll have room. And then that'll give us room to work. We'll drop those and we'll come out. And the plan will be get the tank cars out. We can probably grab those both, you know, double those up, push those in here, then grab these, and we'll sandwich the tankers in between the two sets of covered hoppers. And yeah, we'll be good to go. Then that will be what I have here in TWA. Now, still got to take this local's got to take the rest of the cars that are sitting over there that I put over there and go out and work those locals and then come back. And so it'll be interesting to see if I can get everything on this track or if I have to go and double up on this track. Which, if that's the case, it'll be probably the one over here. So we'll see how it works out. This is still quite long. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm looking at what I have here, or you know, and that's not very long. Now we're getting into the fouls right about there, so don't want to foul the switch. So with all the other industries that I got to pick cars up from, and there's quite a few. I went and looked at the industries. There's quite a few. All right, let's go ahead and come off the notch. Get on the ground. Stand on this side. Engineer can kind of see me, maybe. Yeah, see all those covered hoppers. I mean, look at it. We got from here all the way to the end of the track, so they'll fit. I'll stop somewhere right about here at the end of the platform there. Then we just come over here and get these tankers. I got 3 strings of tankers, and we'll take those and we'll fill the tracks up, what I can fill up. Then I'll come over and get these sandwiched in between. But there's going to be a long string of cars going back to South Schenectady. And there's enough that I'm wondering if the south side track is going to fit. I think that south side track's like 4,000 feet, almost 5,000. So it might be a case of having to put a bunch of cars in the south side track and then some in the Schenectady yard, so that and then they'll tie up both main lines, but you'll have to double up, grab one string of cars, and then go across the main line, grab the other string. We'll see how that plays out. It'll be interesting. Interesting railroad operations and interesting puzzle solving. That's the thing. That's why I think that's why I like doing this, because it's solving puzzles. All right, set the brake. That would be the independent brake that I just set. Go into the notch. All right. Yeah, see, look how long these are. That's a long track. And that's an even longer track. So yeah, I can get a lot of covered hoppers over here. And it may actually be, once I clean this up, it may just be one track being used. Then I can just bring covered hoppers in, drop them, and pull, drop, then pull, and alternate tracks. We'll see how it plays out, especially when I start to call for supply trains. We'll see what auto sends me. All right, we're going to close that angle cock, and we're going to release that handbrake. Oh, and we might also pull the pin on the coupler. All right, that's already released. Do this one, connect, released. I'm connecting here. I'm looking open because I can't really see the angle cock there, but I can see the angle cock right here and tell that this side is open, so I don't need to check it. All right. All right, we're going to go partial, same as before. We're watching the CFMs. We're in neutral, so we're going to notch up to 3. Not 4. 3. 3's enough. Max flow rate is 150, so it's, and that, when I see that go right to 150, then the main reservoir, as you can see, is just ticking down. So, but as it stops, then we start to see the flow of air through the system and into the main reservoir starting to decrease, because brake pipe never did drop, emergency reservoir never really did drop, and now it's going to start filling up the main reservoir to about 130, 140. And when this, like I said, when the CFMs get down close to 70, you'll see the cars start to break loose because the brakes are coming free. And because I don't have the auto brakes on right now, so that means the brake, the cylinders are going to start relaxing. Brake shoes are going to pull away from the wheels. We're on a bit of a downhill grade here, so they already kind of moved down a little bit because I took off the handbrakes and gravity tried to take them, but now we're just waiting for CFMs to get down to 70. See main reservoir still coming up. We're at 74 right now. Now, I will say this. I use the rule of thumb, unless it's a road locomotive, like the Dash 70s or the, the Dash 9s, the SD 70s, or the ES 44s. Those you don't have to notch up to air up. All others, you do. But somewhere, we're at 70 right now, so we can go ahead and see we're at 70. Go full open. You're going to see it go back up again because we removed the restriction, but it'll come right back down. But somewhere, I thought I had read, and I can't find it, that not all variants of the switching locomotives, and that's what I'm going to call them, switching locomotives. This is an SD40-2. I think the 40s you have to ramp up, but I think the 45s you don't. So I don't know. All right, we're good to go. Let's go ahead, come off the notch. We're going to go in forward, release the brake. All right, we're good. So we gotta go pull up here. Let's get another notch in this. And like I said, we're gonna push down. Now, something I didn't think about this far ahead, something I could have done is I could have left hit the F7, pulled that entire string up, and then broke the train somewhere up here, leaving all the tankers right here, so I don't have to go back so far to get them. I didn't think that, and I always forget. I don't look at that. So that's the inexperience of a non-railroader just playing on a sim. So, but that's, hey, there's a lot of us out there that, want that model railroad. Can't have it because we don't have space. Can't have it because our significant other says no. Not right now. No, I want to use it as a sewing room. Yeah, you think I'm talking about something real? But anyway, all that being said, this is a great way to get your virtual model, your model railroad fixed. This is your virtual model railroad. So I've said it before. I keep repeating it because there's always somebody new watching my channels, catching my streams, catching my recordings. But really it comes down to that this being your virtual model railroad. You can run a road train if you want to run a road train. You can switch like I'm doing right now. You can work on these two subdivisions. You can work either the classification yard in Selkirk, or you can. Just realized I wasn't really paying attention here. So I'm gonna get off on the ground here. Where do I need to stop? I'm monologuing. Oh, I need to stop up here. I was going right. So anyway, so you can work the classification yard, hump yard at Selkirk. You can go to DeWitt and flat switch to your heart desires, or you can work on, and I'm doing air quotes, you can work on scenery, and that is working on the configuration, working using utilities to work on train routing. Setting up new industries. Hey, I got this industry here, like on the NorCal server. I have one industry that puts out a ton of cars of sawdust, but they just leave the map. I mean, is there an industry somewhere that I might have too much of that I could turn into a paper mill, and bring, that way I have two sets of cars now that, it needs box cars for outgoing paper, and then on one track, and then the other track. So, being cars full of sawdust that are going to get unloaded to be turned into paper. So that's the stuff that you can look at. It doesn't have to be prototypical. There was an individual, and he knows who he is, but he was just doing it to tease me, and I get that, but it's, hey, this industry here, maybe it unloads stuff, but let's change it to where it's loading cars. You can do whatever you want, okay? If you want, so that's why I say if you want to be prototypical, be prototypical. Have fun with that. If you want to make up your own world, and it's based here in Northeast CSX territory, that's okay too. All right. We are lined up. I'm going to ride this one. We're going to push this one back in, and that should be the end of this particular stream. We're right at the 1 hour mark, so we're going to give you a little bit of a. I don't want to come off the. I'm coming on brakes here. All right, we're going to be going uphill, so I'm going to go right into notch 3. CFMs are flowing as the air pressure is causing the brake cylinders to release, and I can now push the cars back. So, plenty of videos out there and things to read about the Westinghouse triple valve and how it was developed for railroad operations and braking systems. Not like a semi-truck. On initial look, you might think that it is, but it's not. It's really, really unique. So, and it's very efficient. So I'm going to jump off on the ground right when I get there because I want to have these cars the end of the near the end, somewhere either a little bit in front, a little bit behind. That's fine. And when we bring it to a stop, that's when I'm going to end the stream. So we're almost done here. So I will take the time here also too that if you like the content I provide, please hit that subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, hit the notification so you know when my recorded streams go live or my live stream happens, which is Saturday mornings. Usually sometime between 6 and 8 is when I will go live. It depends on when I wake up. I'm on vacation right now, so I might wake up closer to 8 than 6. But, you know, I have them pre-staged. And then we get on the ground right about here. And then, of course, this last, on Sunday mornings, lately I've been doing Tower Simulator 3. That one's been a lot of fun. And I'm in the process of setting up Flight Simulator. I know there's a new Flight Simulator that's been announced, supposed to come out November 19th, Flight Simulator 2024. I went ahead and bought 2020 just because I can run the whole thing full-blown, all-out, high graphics, everything. Okay, we're going downhill, so I'm going to come off the notches here. I'm going to start my braking. About 10-pound reduction. We are slowing down. Okay, I'm going to go another 10. Come off the train brake. Boom, boom. You know what? Good enough. Handbrakes are set. Close that. Release the coupler. Apply. Release that one. Release that one. Release the hounds. Alright, pull forward, and we'll call it here. As soon as I break loose, there we go. Alright, so yeah, so talking about in the future, I see some flight simulator stuff. Tower Simulator on Sunday mornings. Run8 live stream on both Saturday and Sunday are live streams. During the week, you might see a mixture of like Run8, Demonologist, Lord of the Rings Online, different things that just different games I play. I'll just do some simple recordings and post them up. But the live streams are on Saturday morning and Sunday mornings. So anyway, once again, thumbs up, subscribe, hit the subscribe button and give me the thumbs up, notifications, all that good stuff. Thanks for hanging out with me today. My name is Kurt H. I am the Lazy Farmer. Have a great day.